Coming up is a coaching call with someone who created an app that is the Runkeeper for water sports called Waterspeed. You'll discover what growth channels are best for a niche app, why you should increase your in-app purchase prices, and why you probably don't need any sort of marketing help. All that and so much more. Hey guys, it's Steve P. Young, founder of appmasters.co. Now, before we get started on this coaching call with Max, I do want to let you know that the video does freeze a bit, but the audio is fine and dandy, and I think the content is good. And so bear with me with the video. I was at home. I was in a rush that day, but I was managed to record the call. It does freeze, but the audio still works, and there's some very valuable nuggets in there. So stay tuned. And without further ado, here is the coaching call.
Yeah, and we're live. All right, Max. So I have no idea what the app is about, but tell me about the app.
How are you, Steve?
I'm good. And you're calling all the way from Dubai, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, well, tell me about the company.
Okay, so I got this idea last year because I started sailing and I didn't find any app that could help me on the water just using the Apple Watch. Okay, and in my previous life, I was a developer. Now I'm totally different. But so I decided to try to develop for my own an app that is tracking in real time your speed, your heading on the water while you're sailing or windsurfing or any sport on the water. Okay, so use your Apple Watch without using any iPhone, and you get how you are performing. Okay. Then when you come back on the land, the Apple Watch synchronizing automatically with the iPhone, and you can track, you can review. Let me tell you, is somehow a runtastic for water sports.
Sure. Okay, so you said it's like Runtastic, but for water sports. Got it.
Yeah, what I did differently is to specialize features just for the water sports. That is not running, is not cycling. Of course, I'm not fantastic, but I'm trying to do my best job for the water sports.
Okay. So what do you want to get into?
So I did it. I published in June. Now I have some thousands of users. And they got me very amazing feedback. They love the app. The app is working very well. And so what I've done is to learn by myself ASO. I studied. I've tried to search my keywords. I'm using mobile action. I'm using App Annie. I've tried to, improve this part. And I have an average of 50 downloads per day, and someone is paying because I have the in-app purchasing. It's a subscription. Okay.
What's it called, Max? What's the app called?
Waterspeed. One word, no spaces.
One word. Okay. Waterspeed.
Yeah. I put a video, I did the screenshots. And on my very small experience, I've tried to do my best to follow all things to do when you publish an app. So my problem now is that I'm not really growing with downloads, just working on the SEO because my limited experience, but also because I'm missing something else, maybe marketing, maybe I need to do Apple advertisement, maybe I need to do Facebook advertisement, maybe I need to do something else that I don't know because I'm stuck to 50 downloads per day when I think my app is worth it more because it's very well done and it's very useful.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking at the app. I think it's phenomenally It's well designed. There's nothing that I would change too much. The thing that I would look at from a market perspective is it sailing, right? Because I feel like it's niche when you're talking about sailing. I could be completely wrong. I'm not in that market. Is it sailing or is it surfing? Like pick one of those things. Which one has more traffic based off of those too?
It's for sports on the water, so it's for sailing, windsurfing, kite surfing, and paddling.
But do you know which one has more traffic? Which one's the bigger market? Right? Did you?
Depends on the country. Windsurfing is very famous in Europe, where sailing and paddling is more famous in United States. So to be honest, I don't know, and I get your suggestion, but I'd like to. My wish is to keep on at least these 3-4 sports because they are pretty famous.
No, I'm with you. I just think when I'm looking at your app name, for example, I see wind speed, sail, surf, and kayak. Now, you can localize it by different countries. If you know that surfing is huge in the US and not sailing, and if it has a higher volume, I might call it water speed surfing or surfing timer, right? Like here, let me just look at what people are searching for in the App Store. I could go surf.
Yeah, you know that I also made my research on words, and sailing is pretty famous, but it's very overwhelmed. It's not very easy to be ranked on just on sailing.
Right. So like Surf Report is one that I got. Surfing is the other one. Couch surfing, flip surfing, but it could be surfing. So that's what I would analyze from an ASO perspective. I think from an ASO, like you will hit a ceiling, right? Like there's just a ceiling. Like there's just so much that you can capture. So what I would explore too is Reddit and Facebook, right? I think Reddit is an untapped social network per se because there is a vibrant community and probably somebody that would be talking about sailing would love that, right? That's what the other channels that I would explore. Now, Max, if you know, like, hey, I know, like, for 50 downloads, I'm going to get 1 subscriber, right? And you could back out the math about how much you can potentially spend based on how much you're going to bring in the revenue. That's what I would look at, too. It's like, okay, well, how much can I really afford to pay for this, right? I think you're on subscription, right?
Yeah.
So there's my favorite growth hack of all time. It really works well for subscription that I would run to is, I know it's monthly $1, yearly is about $6, correct? So I think you can go higher on that. Like you're not going to have a really successful, huge business just charging $6 a year. That's really cheap. That's like 50 cents a month. So I might play around with the pricing because I think while your conversions might decrease, you're going to get the hardcore people anyway, like yourself. Right? Like how much would you pay for this app, right? Probably $20 a year. It's like nothing off. It's like nothing, right? So, I mean, people justify paying a Netflix subscription for $8 a month. I mean, they don't care about this crap. And you're going to go after the hardcore people anyways. So they're going to be willing to pay. They're probably look at their surfboard or their sailing. Like sailing is an expensive sport, right? Like you got money.
Yeah.
So I would charge more. And then the subscription wise, the growth hack that I love, I have a YouTube video about this where I say, here's how you growth hack a subscription app. There's a pay to free campaign where you can go a longer trial period for your monthly. So if it's 7-day, you say, hey, I'm going 14 days, and then you get press for it. So that's the vital thing. You have to get press for it on App Advice. So email Tyler at App Advice and say, hey, Tyler, my normal subscription for my kite surfing, sailing app is 7-day trial, but we're going to do a longer trial for these couple of days for 14 days. And every time I've done that for a couple of our clients, we've seen a tremendous increase in downloads. For yours, it might be a little bit niche, but you'll see good downloads. And then we actually see subscription revenue go up too.
But how can I reach these kind of contacts? We can do together, and what should be the budget for doing that?
Oh, okay. So I thought this was just a complete coaching call. I don't sell that on itself.
No, let me tell you that, Steve. I'm thinking if I should really be serious on this app. That now is just my night activity.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I can keep growing 50 download per day and 2-3 new subscription per day and reach maybe $500 per month next year. I don't know, $1,000 next year maybe. Or maybe I can decide to put some money and try to do something different. I'm not an expert. I don't know if it's the right way to do that and if I can find some good growth hacking just spending some money, some thousands of dollars. I don't know. What do you suggest?
So if you wanted to work with me, our base packages start at 3,000 and includes this campaign. What we do is a couple of rounds of ASO. We help you with an Apple feature, and then we have that pay to free campaign that we can run. Because the thing about the pay to free campaign is having the connection is key too. But I think anybody can do it. But like obviously people have come to me and said, "Hey, see, I couldn't get it done." I'm like, well, I mean, I've done a good job of building up that connection. So yes, I get that. Sometimes it doesn't always work, but for me, it pretty much works. So that's what I would do. But I mean, the way I would answer that, Max, is it's something that you have to figure out in terms of like what your long-term goal is. Because I think a lot of people think that you don't know enough, right? Like Max, and I think you know a lot already. And I think that some people are like, hey, let me hire some professional help because you think it would actually make a huge improvement. And sometimes that's not always the case, right? Like there's a lot of things that you can get done on your own that you can still find success for. So what I would do if I were you is easy tweaks, and I think it would be fine. But if you're like, no, I really want this to be my full-time thing, I want to learn from this. And I think that's the way I approach any client that I work with is like, hey, I'm not here to just for you to offload some work. I'm here to also like work together, teach you different things so that, hopefully after we're done working together, you will figure stuff out on your own too. And that's my end goal. But it's completely up to you because I've always been the type that I'd rather just figure it out on my own rather than hire somebody. But certain people are different. But I also want to, say that, hey, sometimes I talk to people, I'm like, well, I'll have to check out the app. Like one guy I talked to last week, I said, it seems like you feel like you're been making a mistake. Because I looked at his game and I was like, it's not that much different, right? And he was telling me he created a game way back in the day, it didn't work out, and so he ended up not like scrapping it all together. But now he created this brand new game, and he's putting it together, and now he's going to spend some money. So he's like $5,000 or $10,000 he wanted to spend on this app. I was like, look, the game is not that much different. It feels like you just want help for the sake of wanting help, right? But the game itself is not that much different. And so I said, go focus on the game itself, make it better, and then spend that money. Because right now you just feel like, oh, it didn't work last time because I didn't have professional help. No, that's not why it didn't work. It's because your game sucked probably, right? So anyways, I'm not saying that that's the case for you, but I just think on a grander scale, people do feel like they need marketing help when really they probably don't need that much marketing help.
So for after studying and researching, what I feel now is that I don't know what can drive me from 50 to 1,000 downloads. Maybe I have in my mind I should be featured on some magazine, maybe, or I should find some connections that is spreading the voice in some other channels. But I don't have any connections in US because I'm Italian living in Dubai, so it's not easy for me. I can try to find from the scratch. I did it in Italy. Today, I have an article in the homepage of the selling page of Gazzetta dello Sport. That is the first newspaper, the first newspaper in Italy.
Okay.
They have like 10 millions of daily readers. I did by myself, but it's in Italy. It's not in US.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I should keep going by myself, trying to speak with people and try to create my own connection, or maybe do something different. Give me Steve, I got from your messages, from your videos and from your website, that you have the right approach with customers. You are not a shark. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Okay, so I'm not. I don't think you just want my $3,000 once, because it's not creating your future. So, what is your suggestion? Just trying to make some tricks to improve by myself, just to learn some small growth, you know, tips,
Yeah.
or
So, Max, the tip that I would give is I did a quick little search on mobile action just to see where things fall in. So, surf is the one category that I'll go after, right? I'd look at Apple search ads too. One, I would increase my yearly subscription revenue numbers, and I would just play around with that. And I think you can charge a lot more for this app because you're going to get the hardcore people. Two, I would reorganize my app name on search related terms. So like surf. Right now, kayak has the most volume. That's probably because there's a app called Kayak, not necessarily because people care about kayak more, right? So
yeah.
I'd say surf and surfing are probably the terms that I would go after if I'm in the US. And then sailing's not far behind, but it is in there. But I would rearrange the app name that way. The other thing I would look at is, so like definitely go after competitors, I think, would be key. Because if you look at it, Surf Report is the auto-suggested one. So think through, like Surfline was the one that I saw in the App Store. See if Apple search ads would work for you. And it would only work for you if you can pay that traffic, if you're able to charge more and earn more too, right? It completely makes sense. So
How much I should pay?
that I don't know, because that you gotta have to go into the search ads and figure out cost per tap and everything else. I'd start with a small budget. You know, Apple gives you $100 for free. I'd play around with that, because then I could say, you know what the conversion rate is, right? With the 50 downloads, how many paying subscribers are you getting, right? Done.
Yeah.
Based off of that, then, you know, like, okay, I know I can pay per tap about this, right? And so that's what I would focus on. Number one is going at that route. And then, I mean, the way I would do the ASO, just remodify the terms a little bit. And then what I would do is like put, you know, water speed, surf, sailing, and kayak, whatever it is. And then in the subtitle, put surfing, blah, blah, blah. Like repeat that, right? Put surfing, right? And then after I do that, then I would run my growth hack with a pay to free campaign. And then I'll run some search ads on it, because then I know that the download volume is going to go up. And then now I can see, okay, based on the download volume, what am I able to do? Obviously, with that update, I charge more for my subscription, and then I run some search ads on it.
And how long should be a keyword should run to get ranked or to give me the right feedback?
Usually
a
about
month?
a day.
Only a day?
Yeah. For a client of ours, I just looked at the data. With iOS 11, things are starting to change a lot. It was a small increase in downloads, about a 6%. It wasn't huge, because iOS 11 is just really, really different. But we like tripled his impressions. We tripled impressions. Now I'm like, all right, I know I'm getting more exposure, because he went from like a few hundred to thousands of impressions now. All right, now I've done good work. I know my process will always increase impressions. Now it's like, okay, what do I need to modify? I already told him we need to change some screenshots. We need to do some things around that. And now I think that's the next step, because now the data that says, okay, small increase in downloads, pretty much flat if you think about it, right? But now, okay, that gives me data to see, okay, what else do I need to move next on? So like, look at your competitors, Surfline, all these things. That will help your impressions grow. And then once your impression grows, then now you just got to make a few tweaks to get you to get ranked better for like surfing and surf and all that junk.
Okay. And about the second point, the growth hacking promotion, it's something that I can do by myself?
You can definitely do it myself. Yeah, you can do it yourself. I mean, if you want hired help, if you're like, hey, I really want this to be my full-time, then, you know, go out yourself. I don't think there's more I can add. You're like, hey, I'm not from the US, so I don't know who to talk to. I'm not in the sailing or kayaking business, Max. I don't know who to talk to either. I'm going to rely on you for that. The only thing I can say is I know how to market. So I know how to tell a story. I know how to approach them. But you do too. So you got it on Italy. I just think you need a confidence boost. Just because you're not in the US doesn't mean that you can't approach these guys and be like, hey, look, I've got a really good app. And you do. It's a really well-designed app. You can still approach these guys just like you did for the Italian publication. But the other one that I would explore is Reddit. Like, look on the subreddits of sailing and surfers and kayaking. Just be like, hey guys, I've got this app out there. You know, this is who I am. Tell your story, and I'd love to see, you know, get your guys' feedback on the app. And that's it. You know, like, really ask for the feedback necessarily, not just be like self-promoting. Go check out and download my app, but like, hey, check it out, use it. Tell me what I can do better on.
Okay.
All right, Max.
Okay.
One last question.
My last question is, okay, let's say now, maybe there is a friend of mine and we want to it's really maybe we will do together seriously and we will put some money on this app. Now let's say if we want to start collaborating, would you like to do that? Do you feel my app could do better, and do you want to do together?
Yeah, let's do it. I like the design of the app. I'll have to play around with them more. I don't have an Apple Watch anymore, but yeah, I think you've done a good job.
You can use with the iPhone without the Apple Watch. It just uses Runtastic on the iPhone itself.
I think what I would approach Apple with is the Apple Watch integration, and yeah. So, you know, now, and Max, like, it's getting winter time, so, you know, I almost feel like maybe come spring would be a better time for us to engage. And then be like, hey, you know, surfing's coming up, get ready for the summer, things like that. That'd probably be the better time. For now, it's probably your low season anyways. So, yeah, like, it'd probably be better once spring hits.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
I'll think about that.
Okay. Well, we could do a follow-up call if you need be. But
absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for doing this, and let me know when you do start tweaking how it goes.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much, mate.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you for your time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.